Hey everyone, Polly from Team Element Gaming here. Going to be talking today in our beginner's guide on deck crafting real basics here. What is my win condition? Or if you're not sure, what is a win condition? A lot of players, when you first pick up the game, if you're new to card games, you create your deck, you played the trials, say, and maybe you just put you like the green cards and you just put all the green cards in. You're like, I like the kind of look of these cards. Let's play this and let's try and win some games. And you haven't, and you're not sure, and you don't know how you're going to win. You're just going to play, and then hopefully your cards will be better than your opponents, and then you'll win the game based on that. But without knowing the strengths of your deck, the weaknesses, or what your win conditions are, it's going to be hard during the game to know when to do certain moves, or when to trade creatures, when to just go straight for the face and ignore his creatures, for instance. So I'm just going to talk about the real basics here on the win conditions of a deck and what is a win condition. So I'm just going to go through a few of the decks that I've already got set up, and just talk about the deck and knowing what the win condition of the deck is. So let's just go through the real, I guess, some of the most common decks at the moment and say what the win condition is. So one of the easiest concepts to grasp, even for most new players, is just the full out aggro, just go for the face deck. So we've got the yellowish deck here, lots of charged creatures with haste, as you can see here, lots of smaller creatures, no creatures that can gather, Faria, just creatures that want to hit the face and deal damage to your opponent as quick as possible and kill them before they can stabilize. So you can see there's lots of haste creatures, a lot of smaller creatures with a lower Faria cost, because you're not going to be harvesting, so you need to play cheaper creatures, because that's all you can afford basically. So here's a typical aggro rush deck, and let's just pick, for instance, a control deck. So it's interesting to view from yellow to mono yellow as well. So we've got the mono yellow control deck here. As you can see, we have got some similar cards. We've got Wind Soldier in here, we've got Deathwish Schools in here, got some Soul Drains and some Kalim's Followers. But the win condition isn't just going for the face. You've got a higher Faria cost, so we've got some later game creatures here, some removal spells, and some gatherers. So we've got some extra gatherers in here also, and we're using these haste creatures as gatherers rather than face creatures. But just by looking at the deck, if you weren't sure what the win conditions are and stuff, you think, well, it's a fairly similar deck, but we've got some bigger creatures and maybe they just want to play bigger creatures. So say you're building a deck and you put in a lot of creatures and you're like, yeah, these creatures and spells seem fine, hopefully this will work, but it's worth thinking of before you even make a deck what your purpose of the deck is. So it might be on ladder you're getting beaten a lot by a certain colour and you just want to counter that colour, so but it's worth thinking about it even before you click the create deck icon. What's the purpose? Or maybe you want to play with some cards. So say you want to play with some new cards you've gained. Maybe you're playing, let's just say you're playing Reds, for instance, and you've just got these, where are they? You've got these then you've just opened some packs, got some hate seeds in here, or you want to have a go at making a deck with these hate seeds in. So the text on here is costs 1 less for each creature with higher attack than life you summoned. So if you want to play these, you're going to have to find creatures with higher attack than life. So let's just say, for instance, we're looking through and we find, right, Axe Grinder, this has got higher attack than life. It's a fairly cheap card, it can gather Faria, and it also will reduce the cost of this. So there's synergy here. Whenever you create a deck, you're looking for synergy, which just means cards working well with each other. So say you're playing Axe Grinders here, and you think, yeah, this synergizes as well. You continue looking down the list for creatures with higher attack than life. You see, right, flamethrower. This has got a higher attack than life, so maybe you could think about playing this card. You've got some other cards here. So this creature here, when you have a look, says it's got higher attack than life, so it does synergize with this. So that ticks that box, and it also gets a buff when you play a creature with, as long as you've got a creature with more higher attack than life. So you've basically got like a double synergy here. This creature gets a buff, and it also helps with your win condition, which would be summoning these cheap hate seeds. Okay, and now you're looking down here. Oh right, Firebringer, what's this card? Gain +1/+1 whenever you summon a creature with higher attack than life, while in your hand or deck. So this card creates a synergy also with your other cards. So you're looking for cards with synergy that can fill certain roles. Say for instance, normally you like having say you wanted some gatherers for your deck as well. So we've already determined that we can gather with these axe grinders, which is completely fine. But say you like playing, say you're looking for neutral gatherers. Say you're looking, let's just see if there is any things we can use for an example. Right. So say normally you play Village Elder as your gatherer, and you like this card as a gatherer. And you just think of just putting this one in just as a gatherer and a card draw, which is fine. But if you look down at other common gatherers like say Farm Boy or I guess Court Jester to a certain extent, you notice that Outland Ranger is a gatherer, and it also helps with your other cards, so it synergizes. So it's a gatherer for the same cost, but it synergizes with your win condition. So this would be a better gatherer than say one you're more commonly used to using. So as you can see, as this process goes on, you might want a couple more gatherers. You've got 3 and possibly 6. So this seems fairly a reasonable amount of things to gather. You come back in here and you just slowly build it up, the deck, card by card, and then once you've built your card, built your deck, you've got 30 cards. You'd have a look to see if there's anything you think you're missing. Maybe you've not got enough single target removal. Maybe you've not got any. You want to play some structures, you haven't got any of those. And then what you do is you create your 30 card list, go on the ladder, or try it out in unranked or even against a computer if you want to. See how it goes, and then after a few games, if you feel that there's something that's missing from your deck or a card's not performing very well, you'd come back, maybe think about, say you're playing this Bloodwell Sprite, but it doesn't seem to be doing the job you wanted it to do. You might think about cutting it completely, or dropping maybe one copy of it, keeping just one copy in situationally, and trying another card, and seeing if that one performed better. And then over time, your deck, you're going to refine it to the point where you think you've got the core of the list completed, and then you'd probably be only adding or taking away cards based on the meta at the moment. So say a lot of people are playing a lot of blue decks, for instance, is quite popular now, with a lot of toads and smaller and fairies and things, and you might think, right, I haven't got much removal at the moment. Maybe a board clear would counter what a lot of the common decks people are playing at the moment. So you could think about taking out a card and trying something to boost your win rate just versus the current meta. But say it's a very control centered meta with not many small creatures, your Firestorm's not doing well, you take this card out and you put in a larger creature that's going to be better late game, for instance. So hopefully this section of the guide makes some sense. So it's focusing on the cards you want to play as your win condition, or cards you want to use with synergy to kind of win the game before you even click the start button. In a way, there's no point just putting 30 of the best of a random assortment of creatures in and hoping it's going to work. The best decks are the ones with the synergy between all the cards, as much synergy as possible between all the cards in the deck. So yeah, so thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this video, if you'd like to see more of these style videos focusing on deck archetypes, maybe how to construct burn decks or rush decks or control decks, etc. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.